The thing about it is, and this is the thing about human nature, I think, is that you don't appreciate things until they're gone. And this isn't a case of that, right? But you don't appreciate anything until you don't have it. This whole week, so the first 3 days of practice that I had was pretty shitty. As far as the weather goes, rainy, stormy. I actually threw in the rain at one point during this week. Enjoyed it, obviously, because I'm a creature. But with all that being said, I finally got a good day out in the sun. A really, really good breeze is at your back. You can smell the good air. The sun shining on you. You come to appreciate these things, especially when you've had a handful of the rainy days and the crappy days, obviously. And I hate to say this, but it takes the darkness sometimes to be able to see the light. It really does. And I'm glad that I am willing to endure, and I'm glad that I'm willing to go through sometimes when the weather isn't perfect or the conditions with the ground aren't perfect, because I think, I really, really and truly think that that's part of the only way that you learn how to throw the hammer. Because even at a competition day, you don't know what the weather's going to be. You control what you can control. That's the bottom line about, and that's one of the biggest things that I've learned through this throwing of this stupid ass ball, is that you can only control the factors that you're in control of. I'm not God. I'm glad I'm not God too. I have nothing to do with the weather. And nor would I want to be the person that is in charge of that, obviously. So I'm glad that today was a pretty good day, and I was able to get through some good throws here, pretty consistent and right down the middle. I love throwing right down the middle. Doesn't have to be far, doesn't have to be the fastest, most consistent, but when I'm throwing down the middle, oh, I just there's something about it. I know I'm headed in the right direction. So obviously started off with the PTSD. I probably haven't explained that. That's what you would refer to as post-traumatic stress syndrome, but the actual drill is the progressive turn drill. Uh, Got that from somebody, kind of remixed it, and I have been remixing it. It was supposed to start with a toe turn, and then I realized that I don't do a toe turn. So logically, I said, why am I going to practice something that I'm never going to do in a meet, or never going to do? And if somebody could explain to me why that's proficient or why that's efficient, then I'd be more down to do it. But I start with the hill, one turn, one wind, one turn, hill turn, then I do two winds, then I do the four turns. Now there's a progression to that normally goes with that, but I like to do this. It's a little bit simpler. The focus, I think, and the focus that I've kind of gotten to is really working the ball with your legs, because essentially you're not supposed to be starting as fast as you would with a normal throw. So it kind of hones you down, and it forces you to use your legs, I believe, because you're not supposed to be coming in to the ring at a normal rate, at a normal cadence, especially when you do those two winds that you just came off of the previous turn. So it's kind of teaching you to set up and then to work the ball the best that you can. And the way that my biggest cue with this is to block the finish and put it right down the middle. So actually had some pretty good fools today. Was putting them together, and you don't want to miss. I was at there were the first 3, 4, maybe 5 throws was putting them down the middle, putting them down right where I want to put them down, and then you get anxious, or then you're like, oh, it's going, and then you go and do some stupid shit, some out of pocket, because you no, like, no. you have to do it right 100 times. We get so focused on distance. We get so focused on, I want to lift this much, or I want to get this number, or what have you, instead of doing the thing that works consistently. You chase, it's so easy as a human to chase after the result instead of focusing on the process. And we all do it, right? I mean, I hear the an entrepreneurial mindset or whatever. You want the $1 million, okay? Why don't you change your mindset to how do you help 1 million people, or something to that nature? You really got to reverse engineer the problem. And what this is, in my mind, and the cues that I've kind of trained myself to, is execute perfect technique every time. The distance will come. Easier said than done. I think a lot easier said than done sometimes. But hey, got some pretty good throws here. Was lining it up a lot better than I did earlier in the week. Lining it up and then working the ball well. What was happening here, I think sometimes, was I feel myself coming up and then coming back down. And I think that oscillation, that up and down oscillation, is sort of inefficient for the throw. I really think that you need to be as smooth and succinct through the throw and build a gradual progression of making that ball go from here to here, and then send it the best that you can. This, when your body is kind of doing this, I think that you're taking the ball out of its natural linear path to send it to where you want to send it to. And I think that's something, but probably what I was having the hardest time with today, and something that I realized, even though the throws were going good and the technique was what I was kind of looking for, something that I'm kind of taking into consideration, keeping in the back of my mind. So hey, pretty good day. Got 23, 24 throws in today. Sunny day, sun shining. Hey, I mean, puts a smile on my face. What more can you ask of? Got a little bit better today. That's all you can do. So one thing at a time. Gonna figure out. I gotta figure out the weight training regimen. What I'm gonna do about that. That's gonna be a process. But overall, pretty happy with the result at the end on a Friday. Putting together some good throws. But that's just about all I got, guys. You should already know what the deal is. Run on your toes, keep your mouth closed, lock your doors, and save your throws. Most importantly, live to fight another day.